am I the asshole for saying I'm second guessing having a baby with my husband after he asked for a paternity test?
No.
You're going to start parenthood with doubts already? What's going on?
Yeah, that's crazy. Unless you did actually cheat on him, but that's not usually the case we have. So
Right. You know what? Here's my hot take. Not so hot take. You should be able to second guess having a child at any point for any reason and not be an asshole.
Because that's a big decision.
Yeah.
I got to say, 9 times out of 10, when it's usually someone asking for a paternity test, it's a projection that they were the ones cheating. Usually.
I like it, John. All right. So I, 26 female, and my husband, Alex, 27 male, have been married for a year. Recently, I found out I was pregnant. This was not planned. However, ever since we got married, we have not been using protection every time we got intimate, and I'm currently not on any birth control. So, I mean,
do the math, brother. The math is mathing why she's pregnant.
It makes sense. My guess is that I'm only a few weeks along, and I haven't even seen a doctor yet. Anyway, I told him when he got back from work yesterday. I personally was very happy about it because I've always wanted to be a mom. I'm pretty sure I was all smiles when I told him, and I thought he would be too once I found out the news. Let me add that he has been neutral on having kids. My assumption was wrong. He immediately gets upset and asks how in the hell this could happen.
I wonder.
Oh, and a mommy and daddy, really?
No.
I explained to him that while it was sudden, we hadn't been using protection every time, so it wasn't that surprising, and I thought he would have understood. For some reason, he didn't. After a few minutes of back and forth, he demanded a paternity test and told me there was no way it was his. I was hurt and insulted. Let me be very clear that I did not and will not ever cheat on my husband. I have also never given him any reason to be suspicious about me cheating on him either. I was so taken aback that he doubted my loyalty enough to ask for a paternity test. I told him I couldn't believe he was seriously asking me for that. He said that I wasn't helping my case and that if I had nothing to hide, then I would take the test and prove my loyalty to him.
Cool.
Christ.
Brother, you're digging yourself a hole here.
Oh,
Join
man.
Stefan.
Yeah.
We'll fight you in public.
I honestly can't remember all that I said, but I ended up saying something along the lines of, if you're doubting me and my loyalty so much that you think I cheated on you and got pregnant with someone else's baby, then I don't want to have one with you anymore. I don't want to be tied to someone who clearly doesn't trust me. He blew up at me and accused me of cheating once again. It was a big argument, and he said I was being shitty, dismissing his concerns, and saying that asking for a paternity test was valid. In the end, I agreed to the test. That's all in like exclamation points, capital letters. It's very.
She meant it.
It stands out a lot. We haven't spoken since this argument, and he's currently at work. I went to my friend for advice, and she said that while he was at a line for accusing me of cheating, I shouldn't have said that to him over his valid concerns, and that clearly he had a reason to feel that way about the situation.
What was the reason?
Your friends are shitty. Jesus. I cannot fathom what I did to make him feel like I was cheating on him. I was just so hurt that he would insult me like this and accuse me of doing something so disgusting when I thought we were supposed to have trust in each other. But am I the asshole for saying what I did?
No.
Run it back. What
Okay.
are they saying that she shouldn't have said to him?
That if basically like she doesn't want to be with someone who doesn't trust her.
Oh, no.
Or don't want to have kids with someone
Want to have kids with someone who doesn't
How would
trust
she
her.
be an asshole for saying like that's I
very
glossed right over my
reasonable thing.
head. Why would you? What?
Yeah, because we're normal people, Laura. We read that and said, that's a very valid concern of someone to have.
Okay, it's weird that the friend said, obviously there's a reason. That's weird. And
I'm trying to find out what that is.
Yeah.
You, like him having a reason. My initial thought, him being so weird about it, is I've heard of this happening. Men getting a vasectomy without saying anything or without admitting it.
Okay.
And that was like, I mean, that it's totally out of left field, possibly. But what would make him think logically, that's not my kid, if you've been having unprotected sex regularly? That's weird.
Yeah. And I think even, I don't know if this is 100%, but are vasectomies 100% like
No.
they work? Okay,
No.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I have I knew someone in high school who was the result of a vasectomy not working. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure that's like not 100% either. So
No,
that's
it's
good
not.
to confirm that.
And people will go like, a lot of men will get it and then not go for the checkup, because you have to go for a checkup like once or twice. And I have a friend whose husband goes like every 2 years, just because like every time they have attempted to get pregnant, they've gotten pregnant immediately. And so she's like, I do not want to get pregnant. I don't like, absolutely not. This is not what we want. So he goes and gets checked. But yeah, there's like a relatively, I mean, it's worse than condoms. Like the success rate is, I don't know how to do that math or communicate that math, but yeah, no, it's totally not 100%.
If you have sex 100 times, there's a small percentage in there that you're going to get someone pregnant. Yeah. It's just statistics at that point.
Yeah.
And that's actually funny that you said that, Laura, because they added an edit here and said a lot of people are suggesting that he got a secret vasectomy that failed. And that did cross my mind. During the argument, I did ask if he got a vasectomy or was infertile, and that's why the baby couldn't be his. But he dismissed that and continued saying it just couldn't be his without providing me a solid reason. So in that regard, I have really no idea what to say. And then they add a second edit. I should elaborate on this neutral about kids part. I told him while we were still just dating that that no kids was a deal breaker for me. He said that was fine because his stance on it was that if we ever have kids, it's fine. If something happens and we don't, it's also fine. I'm calling that neutral since I don't really know what else to call it. So when I told him I was pregnant, I thought he would be fine with it, like he said, but apparently he's just changed his mind about that and didn't want to tell me. And also, I have no issue with men wanting paternity tests. I just have an issue with him blatantly accusing me of being a cheater with no solid proof to back it up.
And that is what makes me more mad about the situation, about the guy. If he was so neutral about it, or he's leaning a little bit more towards not having kids, it should be his sole responsibility to cover up. And his sole responsibility to use protection, because she's probably in the relationship. You know, I don't want to say she's assuming that it kind of sounded like she was assuming he's okay having children. So she was going into, when they're doing their deed, when doing all that stuff. What was the word that the first guy was using a while ago? When, she was getting wienered by this guy. She had the idea. I had to refer back to that, Laura. I'm sorry. She had the idea that it's okay. We're not going to use protection because if we end up having kids, that's fine. So she had that, I guess, security blanket in her mind that, hey, it's okay. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
If he's so adamant about not having children, like I said, it's up to him to cover that up. And it shouldn't always be on the women to, be on birth control or use other forms of contraceptives to do that. Guys, you got to do your part too, buddy.
Agreed. And Reddit deemed not the asshole. So yeah, I truly don't understand his reasoning as to why it could not be his. Like, does he just not understand basic biology?
No.
I'm telling you, this motherfucker's cheating. He's also rating boobs on Reddit.
Oh, well, he could be doing more than that by the sounds of it.
It's a 10 out of 10 on someone's post. I guarantee you that.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.